Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I'm Caitlin Rhiannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I'm going to be using tarot cards and oracle cards to get an idea of the energy for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2020, and how we can best navigate throughout or within those energies. So I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for every sign of the Western Zodiac. The first card will be from the Gilded Tarot, and this will give us an idea of what is coming over the next week. And the second card will be from the Oracle of Visions, and this will give some advice on how to deal with or navigate throughout the energy of the coming week. At the very end, I'll also be pulling a universal manifestation card for everyone who watches the video. So if you skip to the cards that are pulled for your sign, make sure you also jump to the card at the very end so that you can get some of that goodness into your life this week. Now, since it is Capricorn season, let's go ahead and get started with our lovely Capricorns. Capricorn, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the 4 of Wands. So this is a good time for building your relationships and building a foundation for the life that you want to have. You are making decisions, you are setting things in motion, and you are connecting a little bit more to your ability to create, to navigate throughout creation and manifestation, to see what your powers are, what you have control over, where you don't have control, and where you might need help. So there is a sense of really deepening your balance over this next week and your sense of stability. Your roots are going deeper, you are more grounded, and because of that, you're more able to manifest and work and create and see the developments that you want to see this week. Now, the oracle card that comes with this is number 43, and you're warned a little bit against vanity. This is a cautionary card in this sense for you, Capricorn. This is a really good week, mostly. There's a lot of opportunity for growth, for manifestation, for creation, for getting what you want, for getting what you need, for both. But there is a risk of letting that go to your head, of seeing your developments and seeing how far you've come and being really proud of yourself and not seeing the work that still needs to get done because you would rather pay attention to your greatest qualities. And who can blame you? But some of those less than perfect qualities need attention as well. And you need to remind yourself every now and then that you're not flawless, that you are still a human being and you are growing. So try not to let your ego run away with you this week, because if something does end up going wrong, your idea of this perfect version of yourself could end up crumbling away. Aquarius, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the 5 of Swords. Now, you are winning this next week in a general sense. You are overcoming your battles. You are overcoming challenges that may have been facing you and ordeals that you might have been dealing with. And there is a real sense of accomplishment and a sense of mental pride, of recognizing your strengths, of recognizing your capabilities. You may not have even believed that you would be able to get through this the way that you have, with the strength that you have. So over this next week, there is a lot of validation of that. There is a bit of pride with this, so make sure you stay grounded. Don't let it go to your head too much. But there's real accomplishments and feeling like, yeah, I can take on any challenge that universe has to throw at me. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 8. And this is a symbol of transformation, of taking something that maybe wasn't working, that wasn't perfect, that wasn't an ideal situation, and transforming it into whatever it is that you want it to be, that you need it to be. This is you taking lead and making it into gold, taking something that doesn't have the value that you want and turning it into that absolute perfect thing. So over this next week, make sure that you are doing that those things that that you didn't believe that you could do, you are looking at the results and you are going, wow, I did this. Pisces, myself included, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the reversed 10 of Wands. You're doing some letting go, Pisces, especially over this next week. You are letting go of things that no longer apply to you. Maybe you had bitten off more than you can chew, and you're spitting some of it back out. There is a sense of recognizing your limitations and not pushing yourself so hard that you are breaking yourself, that you are causing harm or damage to your own self, any part of yourself. You're letting go of responsibilities that aren't your responsibilities to carry. Maybe some family obligation or a sense of this is the version of myself that I need to be for everybody else. You're letting go of some of that, of those expectations of yourself that just aren't realistic, that aren't even relevant, that don't actually suit you, that you're putting on yourself for the sake of anybody else. So you're letting go of that. You're freeing yourself. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is number 30. And this is a bit of a warning card. So Pisces, you are being advised as you go forward with this sense of release and letting go and moving on, freeing yourself from burdens, that you are still watching where you step. So this could mean that those burdens will catch up with you again, especially if these are responsibilities that you actually do need to see through. You can't just toss them aside. They'll come back. But this is more likely a caution of watch your back. Not that there is any sort of attack heading your way or anything to be aware of in that sense, but that there is just something looming, something coming up to catch up to you, whether it is something from your past or something that you just can't see yet. Go slow. Make sure that you are following the steps that you need to follow. Don't veer from your path right now. Aries, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the Fool. So an excellent card for the first full week of the new year. You're off to a fresh start. You may feel, at worst case, like you are starting from ground zero with infinite potential in front of you, which can be a little overwhelming. But more likely than that, you are just excited and optimistic and seeing the bright side of things again, seeing the world for what it is, not for necessarily how you have been perceiving it or wanting it to be, but how it is presenting itself to you honestly and genuinely. Colors are brighter, food tastes better, music has a magic to it that it, maybe it had before, but you lost a little bit of touch with that. And that brightness, that shiny newness of life is coming back for you this week, Aries. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 24. And you're being asked to let yourself go, to open the door, to make a move. Stop sitting around and waiting for something to happen to you, Aries. With this Fool energy, this is taking control of your own feet and taking the steps forward in the direction that you want to go. So don't hold yourself back. Don't let yourself be held back by too much patience when patience turns into stagnation and you stop moving. Take a step forward. It doesn't have to necessarily be the right step, because right now there is no wrong step. Just any forward momentum is better than no forward momentum. Taurus, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is Strength. You are connecting to your inner animal self, to your power. You are feeling a little more courageous, a little more capable, a little better at facing the world. No matter the challenges, no matter how good or bad the day is, you're able to get up out of bed and just deal with it. You have this connection to your inner self and this groundedness that pulls it through and enables your inner self to come forward and be shown to the world in an honest way. You're not afraid of being yourself, Taurus. You're not afraid of letting the world see who you really are. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 23. And you're being asked to stay grounded. Just a reminder to stay grounded. This is a really nurturing card. So make sure that you are paying attention to all of your needs, that you are getting enough rest, that you aren't just fighting and using this strength energy and this connection to your power to push or start fights, or that you don't cross the line from assertiveness into aggression. So stay grounded, have faith in the good in your life, and reach out to the people in your life that you feel like you need to lean on for support if you do feel like you need to lean on somebody. This is a reminder that you don't have to do this alone. Gemini, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the Page of Cups reversed. And you're probably having a little bit of a hard time over this next week connecting to your emotional self, understanding your feelings. Feelings in general don't really make a whole lot of sense, and it can be a little hard to understand what they mean, understand where they're coming from. And right now, it is especially hard. Nothing is clear. You might be finding yourself bursting into tears for no good reason, as far as you can tell. You might not need a good reason. Any reason is a reason good enough. But there is a sense of emotional imbalance and a lack of understanding, a lack of knowing why you are feeling what you are feeling, and how to work through those feelings. So there is a good risk of emotional shutdown, and especially of not wanting to talk to anybody about your feelings because you're not sure how to communicate them. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 38. And you're asked to be patient. Be patient with yourself, Gemini. This asks that you just let things be, let time fall away, lose yourself in a space of safety and security, and maybe isolate a little bit. Maybe allow yourself a few days, a moment, to breathe without the influence of anybody else, without feeling like you are being forced to feel your feelings, so that those feelings can just be felt naturally. This asks you to allow yourself to be instead of trying to do. Cancer, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021, is the Wheel of Fortune. And this wheel is turning in your favor this week, Cancer. This is a sign of luck. This is a sign of opportunity, of things picking up movement, especially if they had felt like they were ground to a halt. This may come as a surprise to you because this is something that fate is doing. This is something that divine or universe is doing, urging things along rather than making you do it for yourself. You've probably already done the work necessary. You've laid the groundwork probably a while back. And now, finally, something is giving that ball just a little bit of a push to start moving forward. This offers a lot of opportunity for progress, for manifestation, for just a stroke of luck, getting what you want. Now, the oracle card that comes along with it is card number 4. And you're being asked to look at things. This is a couple of messages, actually. You're being asked to look at things from your perspective now and to try and think about how you would have looked at things from your perspective from before, maybe a year ago, maybe a few months ago, maybe several years ago, as you know, from a former life within this own incarnation that you've already been in. So you're asked to look at things how you used to look at things and see the difference in how you see them now. At the same time, this does ask that you look at things from other people's perspectives, not just your own. So as you are riding the Wheel of Fortune, make sure that you aren't going, even if you aren't going out of your way, make sure that you are being mindful of the impact that this rolling wheel could have on the other people in your life. Leo, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the Lovers reversed. And this brings a little bit of frustration, imbalance to your partnerships, your relationships. You might want absolutely nothing to do with anybody else this week. There is a sense of not feeling supported or not feeling supported in the right ways. And you would rather not have something at all than have the wrong something, at least at this point, over this next week. There's the sense of, if it's not perfect, I don't want it. If it's not right, I don't want it. If it doesn't match, I don't want it. You're not wearing your mismatched socks this week, Leo. You're all about the pairs, except that things aren't lining up perfectly. So you're more likely to be retreating, shutting people out, not wanting to talk to anybody, not wanting to deal with anybody. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 6, and that almost reinforces this energy of solitude, of taking a step back and letting yourself be by yourself without the influence of other people, without expectations from other people, without trying to do anything, just letting things be. If you're so tired of other people and other people's energy, Leo, then separate your energy from them. Just take a step back, retreat into your own space, and breathe. Virgo, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is strength. You are feeling stronger. You are feeling more connected to your power, your abilities, your capabilities than you have in a while. You're feeling a lot more confident, a lot more self-assured. This is because you are more connected to yourself. You are more aware of your needs and your wants, and you have the energy within you to get them, to make it happen. You're not so worried that you can't take care of yourself. You're not so worried about what other people think of you right now. You are strong and you are comfortable in your strength, and you are actively reaching out and connecting to that strength, listening to your instincts, listening to when to fight, when not to fight, when to let things be, when to push. This is creating a deep and powerful balance in you. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 51, which is about waiting. So this is typically about waiting for an answer, waiting for a message. If you are currently in the process of waiting for someone to get back to you, don't expect an answer right away. This asks you to be patient with other people. Be patient when it comes to communication. You are on a different level from other people right now, Virgo. You are taking care of yourself. You are self-aware. Other people are not necessarily in that same place. So just because you are in a state of being able to communicate and being present does not necessarily mean that everybody else is in any sort of presence in this world right now. So be patient with other people, give it time, and just wait until they're ready to come to you. Libra, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the Two of Wands. You are being faced with some decisions this week, Libra. There is a need to balance out your wants versus your needs and to figure out how to get your needs first. The wants are important, and sometimes there are things that are both wants and needs, but at this point you're being asked to prioritize. So make your list, figure out what goes on the top, and start there and work your way down. And don't start with the fun stuff, because the work might not get done in the way that it needs to get done. So there's this sense of needing to, you can't go both ways. You can't go both ways right now. You might be able to come back and go the other path in the future, but if you're being faced with an opportunity and another opportunity, you can't take both roads right now. You can't split yourself in half and choose both. The oracle card that comes along with this is card number 46, and you're being asked to look at the big picture. Things are falling into place just as they need to. Try not to worry too much about that. And you'll figure out, this basically says that you will figure out what you need along the way. Take one step, see what you see. If it feels right, keep going. This crossroads does not mean that if you feel uncomfortable at some point down the path you have chosen, that you are stuck on that path. You have the choice to turn around, undo what you started, and start on this new path. But the longer that you go down the first path, the longer it will take to undo anything to start the second path. So every step of the way, check in. Is this the picture that you want to see? If it's not, turn around. Scorpio, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the Hierophant. So this implies a sense of bowing to somebody else's whims or somebody else's will over this next week. You are trying to fit a mold, trying to do what is right, do what is proper, do what is appropriate, and do what is expected of you. This could be a family expectation. This could be following the rules at work. This could be sticking to society's traditions because it's what feels right. Make sure that it feels right for you and that this isn't just something that you are doing to appease somebody else. And if it is something that you're doing for the sake of someone else, that it is not permanent, because that can't be permanent. You're going to need time to be yourself again. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 25, which warns of illusions. So if you are reshaping yourself for the sake of somebody else, make sure that you don't convince yourself that you are something that you're not. Make sure that you don't lose yourself in this new version of yourself. If you have been playing a role for so long, this may be an opportunity to check in and see where you have started to believe that you are the character that you're playing, where you've started to lose yourself in this position, in this role that you are portraying right now. Don't let other people fool you into believing that you are something you're not. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the week of January 3rd to 9th, 2021 is the Four of Cups. There may be some emotional dissatisfaction for you over this next week. There is a sense of having some really good things in your life, some blessings, and universe trying to push more blessings into your life, but just not feeling connected or satisfied or fulfilled with what you have. There's a sense of almost that feeling of too much of a good thing. When you start to get everything that you want, you start to wonder about what's next. So now that your needs and your wants are being fulfilled, you're finding yourself a little bit wistful for that sense of desire, of want and excitement. You might even be bored with the happiness that is available to you, so you're choosing to not validate or pay attention to it. The oracle card that comes along with this is card number 16. And this asks you to a couple of things. First, to take a step back, to allow yourself to separate your energies from the energies of other people who might be influencing your thoughts, your feelings. If they're telling you that, yeah, that's great, but don't let people invalidate your accomplishments so much that you start to invalidate them yourself. On the other side, you're being asked to look for the rainbows. Look at the positivity, look at those glimmers of hope. And when you see those, grab onto them and find the thing that causes it so that you can figure out how to create it for yourself. So this is looking for the glimmers. You have all of this good in your life. Pay attention to it. At the end of my readings, I like to pull a card from my favorite manifestation, motivation, affirmation deck, the Super Attractor. So I have pulled one card for everyone who tunes into this video, just to give us an idea of what to carry within ourselves, what to connect to over this next week. And the card that I have pulled says, "When I surrender my will to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being." So when we release our will, when we stop trying to decide to make things happen, our willfulness, when we let go a little bit of that stubbornness and undig our heels from the ground, to the care of spirit and the universe. So this does, require a little bit of faith in that sense of divine or higher power or energy itself or universe. That universe cares for you. That universe is there for you. When we surrender our will to the care of spirit and the universe, we attune our energies so we align ourselves with an ever-present stream of well-being. Ever-present, constantly present. That means that this stream of well-being is always there, but it's up to us to undig those heels and have faith and surrender, release, actively release our expectations so that universe can do what is best, so that universe can give us that flow of abundance and goodness, and we can be connected to it. Now, affirmations, manifestations, these messages can be a little bit personal, so what this says to me and my definition of it could be a little different from what it says to you. And if that is the case, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I hope that the readings in this video have been resonant and that they can provide just a sort of helpful, relevant compass to offer guidance, clarity, insight, whatever it is that you need to get through this next week. Please like the video if it's saying to your soul, if it resonated with you, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of the cards that were pulled for your sign, what you thought of the Super Attractor card at the very end, what you'd like to see in the future. I've had a couple of requests for guided meditations and visualizations, walking you through like my personal grounding and shielding stuff. So I will probably be working on that shortly, but let me know what you would like to see. I would love to know. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly videos like this and a forecast every month to give us a similar idea of what the month is bringing and how to work through it. And I will leave a link to my Facebook page in the description down below. If you follow me over at Hedgewitch Hearthcraft on Facebook, I post a daily card to give us some advice on how to get to our own highest good. And that's also the best way to ever get in touch with me if you want to book a reading of your own, or even if you just want to ask me some questions. Anyway, thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a fantastic week. Be kind to yourself.